So before the RAV was ready to hit the trails, we had to do, we had to change the motor. Thanks again, Henry. And then after that, I bought some bigger tires for it. And then it was finally ready to hit the trails. So I've done this in a Jeep, I've done this in a Tacoma. Both very, very good off-road, very livable vehicles. So I figured I'd try something that claims to be an off-road vehicle. Let's see how well it really is. Stripped it out, put a roof rack on it.
So what are we doing this nice summer day at 11 degrees?
So we're gonna go try to find somewhere to camp, in the woods maybe, and then your parents just built a cabin, right?
Yeah, they got an old cabin that my dad built. So we're gonna try to find that thing and get to it and go from there. Although we're gonna sleep in our rigs, although you have a cabin with a heater in it.
We wanna test it out for you guys to see what you would need if you wanna go camping in 0-degree weather.
Yeah, in pretty average vehicles. These are not fully built rigs, or those are parked right now. So this is, you know, relevant to what most people would camp in, a truck and a car.
Even you can do this at home. Take your family SUV, make it an overland rig, or your
Ford
Ranger. All right, let's get to it. So I'm kind of curious to know how these things are gonna actually do off-road. The RAV4, I mean, it's all-wheel drive, but it's definitely no Jeep or Tacoma. The Ranger, I feel like, has a better chance. At least has a solid rear axle, and it's a truck. So, of course, you gotta get beer. All right, guys, we have an update. Finally, merch is finally going to be available for you to purchase off of itsDeza.bigcartel.com. We have 2 shirt designs, and we have 2 designs of stickers. So be sure to check them out. I think shirts are going to be $25 plus shipping, and we'll get it right out to you. And I'm pretty sure it's about 3 days for it to ship to you. So anywhere in the continental U.S.
You'll be able to get itsDeza gear. And if you've noticed, that's Deza.
And if you do notice, this is the shirt that I've been wearing for like the last, I don't know, since I started this channel. This is my favorite shirt. And now this is my new favorite shirt. This is a design by Zach's girlfriend, Kayla. Actually designed this, and we turned it into a t-shirt. So thanks, Kayla. So check the description below. I will put the link to the website down there. And come and help support us. Anything you buy literally helps us stay on the road and build really weird vehicles, even though everyone wants to see me back in the Jeep. And you.
Yeah, the Jeep's the heart of the channel. It's the heart of the channel.
It is. We got to fix them.
Yes, they are currently broken.
Stay tuned to us fixing our Jeeps.
Don't forget, get your gear today.
So even though we're at a cabin, we're still sleeping in our rigs, because we're not a cabin channel. We are a sleep in your rig channel. Overland touring, off-road touring. I'm calling it off-road touring. Overlanding is so overplayed. We are off-road touring in our vehicles, so we'll be sleeping in here. All right, so we made it back to our spot. Actually, both vehicles did very, 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 very well. That little RAV4 shocked the crap out of me.
Yeah, they're pretty good off-road. Not many people know that.
For all-time all-wheel drive, it never even attempted to spin.
Yeah, it did pretty good.
And the snow, I mean, it's not super deep, but there's a lot of like ups and downs and, dips and crawling over trees and stuff. And it was perfect, nice and narrow. I'm not used to driving something so small.
It's basically the wheelbase of the Jeep.
The Jeep, yeah.
So it's not bad. I mean, it don't have a lot of articulation because it's a little SUV, but they're impressively good.
How did your Ranger do?
It's a truck. It does as good as any four-wheel drive truck. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's leaking gas, but it's a Ford.
I can smell it.
That's because it's a Ranger. It did fine. Really did about as good as any four-wheel drive truck. It's longer, and it's a lot heavier. When we went through some snow, I sunk down a lot more than Jesse did, but it's because it's a truck. But it's also a truck, so I could cheat.
And I think I have bigger tires than you.
Yeah, I think you do. And so far, no rubbing.
I haven't rubbed at all. Yeah. And I'm running a 225 75 16 and not rubbing at all.
I was just going to say that. I was like, tell everyone what you're running so they know what tire fits without a lift.
225 75 16 on a stock RAV4 with no lift. Mint.
And you didn't even have to get crucified on some sort of forum about it.
That's true. I figured it out myself.
With a measuring tape.
I did.
All right, well, let's get set up to freeze.
We got to collect some wood so we can get a fire going to stay warm, because as of right now, it's freaking cold. And with that sun going down, it's only getting colder. I think the low tonight's going to be close to 10, so let's go get some wood. Let's do this. Yeah, well, that kind of worked.
Yeah, kind of. Come on, Cheney. Sorry to interrupt your chainsaw news, but I figured it'd be a lot smarter to drag these over there while they're long instead of carrying 50 of these little nuggets up a hill. The ground's a little frozen.
All right, so we decided instead of parking up there by the cabin, we parked down here in this little opening. So then we can have a little fire down here. We're away from everything. It's nice down here. It's wide open. Look at that amazing fire you have going. I am very proud of you. I'm just kidding. This fire sucks.
Oh, you give it like 3 minutes. You're welcome, El Fire Starter.
You have wet wood.
First off,
You have nothing on top to burn.
Listen, I am the fire whisperer. In no time, I'll have a fire going. If I need to use a stick, some gasoline, and a lighter, I will get a fire going. Oh yeah, look at that grow, bro. So, joking aside, starting a fire when it's cold like this isn't as hard as you may think. The cold has no effect to the fire. Obviously, find dry wood. Believe it or not, anything standing or dead is not frozen, is going to burn just fine. Dry wood helps. And if you have any piece of garbage with you, plastic, a piece of rope, whatever, in the back of your truck, your glove box, you can use that as your fire starter if you don't have fire starter. A lighter is really, really nice, or you could literally rub sticks together, but we're using a lighter. Once you get your little piece of garbage burning with the kindle on top, you should be smooth sailing. Just remember, little pieces first, don't smother your fire.
So before it gets too dark, I figured I'd show you how I'm going to sleep in this thing tonight. I have 2 0-degree sleeping bags. The first one is a mummy bag, and I have that stuffed inside of a 2-person sleeping bag. I got clothes I'm going to wear right before I go to bed, which would be like a thermal pants, thermal shirt, wool socks, hats, and a jacket in case if I get cold. Basically, you never want to wear what you're wearing during the day to bed because your body sweats and everything's kind of moist. So you want to get out of those clothes and into nice dry clothes before you go to sleep. That'll really help you out. I'm curious to sleep in here. This is not very long in here. This is probably only about 5.5 feet, and I'm almost 6 foot. So we'll see. I'll let you know once I hop in there tonight. In the meantime, let's go check on Henry's fire.
See?
It's looking pretty good. You actually did it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I've gotten better at it. And like I said before, all you need is literally a piece of, unfortunately, garbage, because it's unfortunately everywhere. So you throw a little piece of that in there, get it burning, and get yourself a fire so you don't freeze to death.
I can already feel its warmth. I can't. I'm just kidding. My toes are still frozen.
Well, it'll get there. So just give it a little bit of time. Obviously, don't smother. I like to stack it like Lincoln logs, like you build in the Jenga tower, with make sure air can get underneath it. And it'll eventually go. And don't play with it too much. Let it get going and let it go. Oh, so this is my camping setup tonight. I'll probably throw down some snow or something, make it a little softer.
So all you people watching, you don't need expensive gear or expensive rigs. You can literally do this in any vehicle you have. I've seen people do it in a Honda Civic. At least you have a truck.
Yeah, the truck bed is convenient. Most people have a truck. I bought the cat for $60 2 days ago. And obviously we're joking, there's some more equipment. You do want to be somewhat prepared because you are camping when it's cold, so you gotta be careful. You don't want to accidentally get frostbite. You want to accidentally die. Do not leave the car running if you have a cap like this, because you can accidentally fumigate yourself. An SUV is a little different. It's closed. The fumes can't get back in it as long as it's not a Pennsylvania rusted out car.
Now what happens if yours is leaking gas?
You definitely don't want to leave it running if it's leaking gas.
Well, luckily yours is.
If you're gonna run a buddy heater or any kind of propane heater in your truck, they recommend that you open your little slider windows or the cap a little bit. They say at least an inch, both windows, for cross flow. Yeah, it takes some of your heat with it, but it also brings in oxygen, which you know you need to live. So if you're gonna run a buddy heater, something like I'm gonna tonight, you're gonna have to crack your windows. Also, don't wait till the very last second to get one of these like I did, because Jesse had to go around finding one. This is what we're using to heat the back of the truck tonight. Being at the back of the truck is fiberglass and metal. This is perfectly safe. Like I said, I'm going to open the windows so it vents. But obviously, keep anything flammable away from it. Try to make sure that in the middle of the night, if you toss and turn in your sleeping bag or something can't get real close to it. This does have an oxygen sensor. It does have a tip-over sensor, but it doesn't know what's in front of it that is heating, if it's your vinyl sleeping bag or your leg. So just be aware of that.
I think I'm going to rely on just the double sleeping bags and putting a bunch of layers on. I have my buddy heater with me, but I don't really think I want to run it inside of here. A lot of stuff's too close. It's got a roof lining, which when you run a buddy heater, anything above that buddy heater gets hot. And I mean hot. So personally, I don't recommend running it inside of a SUV or a small thing like this. On the plus side, though, your arms reach from the ignition. So if you really get cold, start it up, put the heat on for a couple minutes. If all your doors and windows are shut, these are pretty good at holding in the heat and insulating, so you should be pretty good. But it's most important you just dress warmly and have really good sleeping bag stuff. You could also actually try one of those heated blankets. You plug them into a 12-volt or a cigarette lighter in your vehicle. Careful you don't kill your battery. If you do that, I recommend getting one of those portable power packs, like a Jackery or something, and you'll be really warm all night. Actually, I should have thought of that. At least when it's cold out, you don't need a cooler. So a little tip for keeping stuff that you don't want to get frozen, to not get frozen. For example, I have like a gallon of water and a couple water bottles. I actually put it inside of my cooler without ice, obviously. And that should prevent that from freezing until morning. So in the morning, we still have coffee and make breakfast. Just a little helpful tip. And instead of my beer being in the cooler, now it's... the outsides are cooler.
All right, so I got my setup actually together. As you can see, it's super basic. It's the back of a truck. I have a cot to keep me off the ground. I have a memory foam mattress, which is not only comfortable, but it keeps the air from coming up underneath you. You have to remember, when you're sitting on all your sleeping stuff, you flatten it out to nothing, and the air will come up and it'll freeze your back. So anyway, you want something to insulate that. Then what I'm using, I have a sleeping bag under here, which is actually a warm weather sleeping bag. I think it's good for like 40 degrees. Then I have my military sleeping bag. You can buy these on eBay. They're pretty affordable. It's 3 layers. They said with the 3 layers combined and some sort of Under Armour, it's good for negative like 35, I think. Obviously, it's going to be cold, but not that cold. I tripled them up anyway because I don't have that military Under Armour. I do have some thermals with me and a change of clothes. Like Jesse stated, you never want to sleep in clothes you were already in because of the moisture of your body. You'll freeze. That's pretty much it. I have the buddy heater in the corner here. Right now, I'm going to kind of temp some stuff before I get in there and sleep while the fire is going. I'm going to let this run to make sure it doesn't get any of these corners too hot and so on, because that's going to be on when I'm sleeping. And, you know, safety first when you're back here with a propane heater. So anyway, that's the setup. Let's go hang out by the fire and we'll get back to this in a little bit.
All right, so our sleeping setups are all set up. Our fire's going. I think it might be time to crack our first beer. I could really go for a beer right now. My hand is cold. Took my glove off. So our fire's going good. It is getting cold. Henry's actually inside there with the buddy heater, testing it to make sure he doesn't die and nothing catches on fire.
So far, so good.
This entire light that you're seeing right now is coming from that little light right there. So this company sent me this light to do a product review on it, and I'm not gonna lie, I am extremely impressed with the light output for how small it is. So I have a full review video. It's $30. It's on Amazon. Look at this. All right, I have to grab it and show you guys now. Look at this thing. It's insane. It's just a little light. I'm not trying to sell you guys a product, but
I'll buy it.
This thing is freaking bright. And then at nighttime, you can hang this inside your tent. And you have nice soft ambient light. I like it. They also sent me this headlight, which is incredibly bright. For a headlight, come on, that's insane. Look at how freaking far the beam goes. And the cool part about this light, this is my favorite feature. I go over all this in the review anyway, but I just want to show you guys. If you hold this down for... Now it's on motion sensor. So now you just wave your hand there and it turns off and on. So if you guys are interested in either of these two lights, I filmed a review video for each of them and they'll be coming out soon. I'm not getting paid to try to sell you on these, but these are freaking good. I actually recommend these. We've been using these things all night. Look at that. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go into the cabin and get a fire started, and we're going to be going on a Facebook Live. So we got to get that done tonight, and then back out here, and then see how well we do tonight in this super cold weather. My hands are frozen. I need to put my gloves back on. All right, guys, we'll catch you inside. All right, we made it to the cabin. Inside of here is freaking awesome. So Henry's dad built this, like with just wood that he got for free. He said this entire cabin cost him no more than $700 in just saw blades and nails, essentially. Did a freaking awesome job. And got our little fire going. So we're not actually staying inside of here though. We're still sleeping inside of our rigs, because that's why we built them. But we just got done filming a Facebook Live. We're having a ton of freaking problems with the service, because clearly we have not much service out here. But well, we're going to wrap up in here and then head back down to the fire. And if you watched my previous video that I put out a long time ago, I tried to do astrophotography. And it's a nice clear night. Now we're in the woods, so I don't have a perfectly clear shot, but I'm gonna try to get a picture of the stars. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. I need my tripod. All right, I'm gonna go outside and set this up. All right, well that failed miserably. So the fire made everything too bright. Dang it. Next time, I will find the perfect star picture. Eventually, I promise. All right, so we're gonna head back out to the rigs. I'm gonna fire mine up a little bit. let it warm up so I can get out of these clothes, get into my night clothes, and hop into my sleeping bag and see how well it does. Fire's doing pretty good still. I got that warming up so I can change. He got his warming up so he can change. And then I think we're gonna go to sleep. A little bit chilly, huh?
Yeah, it's freezing. My glass is warm. I have heat rolling out of there. So I think I'll be okay. Nothing caught on fire. Let's try it. You need the sweet blue light?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to use that on my ceiling. Good thing I got this one.
All right, I'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning if you survive.
Yeah. All right, so I got changed into all my thermals. I'm in 2 sleeping bags right now. I have 2 negative degrees. And not too bad in here right now. It's kind of roomy, I guess. It's nothing like the truck, though. I'll give you that. So Henry brought up a really good point earlier. To start this thing, I have to press the clutch in. So I have to try to get up front and do that. So I have to get out of my sleeping bag, where in my mind, I was thinking I'd just reach up and just turn the key on, but I can't. I got to actually get in the front seat. That's going to suck. But you know what? That's a future me problem. So in the meantime, I'm going to try to get some sleep, and I'll let you know how it goes in the morning. Well, good morning. Survived the night. Beard looks like crap. But that actually wasn't that bad at all. I'm actually extremely warm inside this sleeping bag setup. It's cold outside the sleeping bag, but that was perfect. I slept perfect last night. I wonder how Henry did in this truck. Should probably get out and see what he's up to.
Good morning.
Yeah, buddy.
Good. Just got done packing up all my stuff. Slept good. The military sleeping bag was absolutely amazing. Although I slept on it wrong again, because I always think it's a mummy bag, but it's not. It actually is a side open bag. So I always sleep with the zippers in my face. I'm like, why does this hood not fit right? So I did that again. This little hat was probably one of the best little things I bought for cold weather camping. It has like a little mask that comes with it. And what I do is I unbutton it, strap it down to my head, and I unbutton this guy, and I let it just kind of loosely close the gap between my face and the real world. And that really, really helps not suck in ice cold air. It kind of just slows it down a little, like a baffle. Worked great. The heater worked great. I left the windows open just a little bit, about an inch on each side. And just for precaution, I left this one open too. I was plenty hot. I mean, there's no insulation in it, you know, so it kind of comes right out. But as long as you have a good bag, you're good to go.
All right, let's try to get out of here.
Yeah. My water froze.
You didn't put it in your cooler.
I didn't put my water in my cooler. That's all right. Nothing like cold water on a hot summer day. Oh wow, it hurt my teeth.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this video up here. We have a special shout out for Mike Festiva. Thank you so much for shouting out our channel. That was awesome. We both love watching you build that.
Oh yeah.
Freaking 6x6 thing.
Yeah, I absolutely love building stuff too. That thing's pretty gnarly, man. Can't wait to see it go.
And he painted it tan.
Ah, the team colors. Good job, Mike. Good job.
So for anyone watching this who came over to this channel from Mike's channel, welcome to the channel. And we're gonna wrap this video up here. All we have to do is get up this simple little hill and then through the woods, and we should be on our way.
Yeah, back to the road.
Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time.
See ya.
These General Grabber ATXs are surprising the crap out of me. I just walked right off that. That was nice. You think, dude?
I think we got a fire started with some Ford leaky juice and some trash. You don't have to use that part. But anyway, yeah, I like this spot. Hold on, let me say that.
I thought for sure at one point we were gonna smack into each other.
I was like, I looked over to see when it was always getting quick.
Pillow and blankets. Sloppy wet boots. So I gotta make sure I don't roll over into them tonight.